Welcome to Celestial Zodiac. This is your weekly horoscope for Sunday, February 8th to Saturday, February 14th, 2026. This week carries a softer but more emotionally revealing energy as we move deeper into February. While the pace may feel slower on the surface, there's meaningful internal movement taking place. Emotional awareness increases, especially around relationships, values, and long-term priorities. Rather than pushing for immediate answers, the astrology supports listening, observing patterns, and responding with intention. Small realizations this week can lead to important shifts in how you approach both yourself and others. Hello, Aries. This week invites you to slow your momentum just enough to check in with your emotional state. You may notice that something you've been pushing forward out of habit no longer feels as motivating as it once did. This isn't a setback. It's an opportunity to realign your efforts with what actually excites you. Conversations around relationships or shared goals may bring clarity if you're willing to listen as much as you speak. Emotionally, patience serves you better than urgency. By the end of the week, your direction feels more intentional. Good morning, Taurus. This week highlights the balance between emotional security and personal growth. You may feel drawn to comfort and familiarity, yet something within you is asking for a gentle change. Financial or practical matters benefit from a steady, realistic approach rather than emotional decision-making. Relationships feel more supportive when expectations are clearly communicated. Trust that stability doesn't require stagnation. By the weekend, you feel more grounded and confident in the choices you're making. Gemini, mental and emotional clarity begin to merge this week, helping you better understand what's been causing distraction or restlessness. You may find yourself reflecting on recent conversations or decisions and seeing them from a new perspective. This is a strong week for communication, learning, and thoughtful planning. Avoid scattering your energy too widely. Focus brings better results. Emotionally, honesty with yourself creates relief. By the end of the week, your thoughts feel more organized and purposeful. For Cancer, this week encourages emotional awareness without overwhelm. You may become more conscious of how deeply you're affected by others' moods, expectations, or needs. Setting gentle but firm boundaries allows you to remain supportive without feeling drained. Financial or shared resource matters may require practical attention, but emotional clarity helps guide your decisions. Trust your intuition, especially when paired with logic. By the weekend, you feel calmer and more emotionally secure. Hello, Leo. Relationships and self-expression are key themes this week. You may feel more aware of how your energy is received by others and where adjustments could strengthen connections. This is a good time to express yourself authentically without needing validation. Creative pursuits benefit from sincerity rather than performance. Professionally, collaboration works best when roles are clearly defined. By the end of the week, you feel more confident and emotionally balanced. Good morning, Virgo. This week focuses on routines, responsibilities, and overall well-being. You may notice small inefficiencies or habits that could be improved with minimal effort. Work-related matters benefit from organization and realistic expectations rather than perfectionism. Health and energy levels improve when you listen to your body's cues. Emotionally, releasing unnecessary pressure creates calm. By the weekend, you feel more capable and in control of your daily rhythm. Libra, creative expression, romance, and personal enjoyment are highlighted this week. You may feel drawn to reconnect with something that brings joy or emotional fulfillment. This is a good time to allow yourself pleasure without overanalyzing outcomes. Relationships benefit from presence and authenticity rather than compromise. Trust that balance comes from honoring your happiness. By the end of the week, you feel lighter and more emotionally open. For Scorpio, this week turns your attention inward, encouraging emotional grounding and reflection. Home, family, or personal foundations may require practical decisions, but emotional awareness helps guide you. You may feel the need to rest, recharge, or simplify your environment. This is a powerful time for releasing emotional clutter and regaining stability. Trust that security comes from clarity, not control. By the weekend, you feel more centered and emotionally steady. Hello, Sagittarius. Communication and perspective are emphasized this week. You may feel motivated to reconnect with people, share ideas, or revisit plans that were previously set aside. This is a good time for honest conversations that lead to understanding rather than debate. Short-term planning benefits from flexibility and openness. Emotionally, clarity comes through expression. By the end of the week, optimism returns with renewed mental focus. Good morning, Capricorn. This week highlights finances, values, and long-term security. You may begin reassessing how your efforts are being rewarded and whether adjustments are needed. Practical planning helps ease stress and strengthens confidence. Emotionally, you feel steadier when your actions align with your priorities. This is a good week for steady progress rather than bold risks. By the weekend, you feel grounded and more secure in your direction. Aquarius, this week brings heightened self-awareness and personal insight. You may feel more comfortable expressing your individuality and redefining what matters to you. Relationships improve when you communicate openly without emotional distance. This is a strong time for personal growth and reassessing goals. Trust your perspective while remaining open to feedback. By the end of the week, you feel aligned and confident in who you're becoming. For Pisces, this week invites introspection, intuition, and emotional processing. You may feel drawn to quiet moments that allow you to reflect and recharge. Old emotional patterns may surface briefly, offering an opportunity for release and healing. Avoid forcing clarity. It comes naturally when you give yourself space. Creative or spiritual practices feel especially supportive. By the weekend, you feel lighter, calmer, and emotionally renewed. This week emphasizes emotional awareness, thoughtful adjustment, and intentional choices. Progress may feel subtle, but the shifts taking place now help create stronger alignment moving forward. Trust the quieter insights. They're guiding you toward greater clarity, balance, and emotional confidence as the month continues. If you enjoyed this weekly horoscope, please like, subscribe, and share. It truly helps support the channel and keeps these readings coming every week.